Hi, my name is Adrian. In this 3 minutes presentation, I'll be able to share to you the importance of cultural intelligence in dealing with other cultures and how you can develop and apply it effectively in a multicultural setting like the community. But first, let us define cultural intelligence. Cultural intelligence or cultural quotient is the capacity of how well an individual responds to a new cultural environment, according to Ang, Van Dyne, and Early. According to CQAware.com, it is a new form of intelligence that can grow and develop over time. Thus, it needs to be continuously harnessed in order to have efficiency in communicating across culture. So why is CQ important? As we begin to cross paths with other cultures, we experience culture shock. Culture shock is unavoidable, yet having high level of CQ can help an individual to overcome the four phases of culture shock mentioned in Plange 2009 article and move forward. Cultural intelligence helps us to interact and communicate with one another appropriately from various cultural backgrounds, and we are able to adjust quickly and efficiently with minimal stress on certain cross-cultural situations, according to Brislin, Wortley, and McNabb. It also helps us to focus on the message and not to assume and be judgmental on how they convey it in order to avoid misconception. How do we then develop and apply CQ effectively? The very basic thing to do is to have a deeper understanding of oneself and of others, or be culturally aware. Be aware that we have similarities and differences, then come out of your comfort zone and be exposed to various cultures. One will never learn or understand other cultures if he or she will be close-minded and assume that his or her way is the only way, according to Kwape and Cantatori. You have to experience other cultures firsthand in order to develop your CQ, have a motivation, and be willing to adapt to changes. Cultural intelligence can be applied effectively through proper planning and constant checking. One should prepare for a cultural encounter, reflects on everything he or she experienced, and instill appropriate action in the right context. Remember, CQ is not static. It can develop and adapt to various changes, so constant monitoring and self-assessment is needed, especially when you apply it in a community. For in a community, various changes may occur every time new culture is introduced. To demonstrate it well, let's say you are a newcomer on a certain community like me. What will you do to interact with other nationalities without unknowingly offending them? Let's say a hand gesture. How will you apply your learning of CQ to them? In my experience, when I first came here to Darwin, greeting and hand gesture was the first thing that I observed and analyzed. For that matter, I understand that my hand gesture was basically a bit inferior and offending compared to the Australians, which was a bit classy and formal. Whenever I felt like doing actions such as this, I usually asked and had my practice run through close friends having different cultures. So I make it a habit to check myself and stop for a while and think, is my behavior or action really appropriate on this situation? Doing so will help me a lot to show respect for other cultures and avoid misunderstanding. In conclusion, cultural intelligence is really vital in our everyday living. We are exposed to variety of cultures. We need to show respect and acknowledgement of other cultures whenever we interact with them. Just remember the golden rule. We are to treat other people as we would wish to be treated ourselves. Having that in mind, always be ready with your CQ. Maintenance and adaptability is the key in developing and applying cultural intelligence in a community.